Hello and welcome to episode 26 of our Timberborn 1.0 full release playthrough with the Folktales faction, Cycle 36, Day 14 here on the Down the Plug Hole map, where last time we simplified our rafting endeavors and we started the process of figuring out what exactly needs to be next as we make our way further into the playthrough. And a lot of you guys gave some good feedback, some good ideas, and I think what might be a good thing to do this episode is start to move some food processing stuff around. Specifically, things that are right here. We have this processing that is in an area that really isn't working great. We've got these grist mills grinding wheat into wheat flour and cattails into cattail flour. Well, we have one of these up here that is growing wheat. And it's coming into these farms right here. So what if we instead, thank you, lag, what if we instead started bringing this wheat down to here, put it on a raft, sent it down this side of what's going on, and then managed to do some processing, and then sent it on a raft again, all the way down here to be unloaded into our main area. I think that would be a better setup. Plus, there's all the space that hasn't really been used, and you guys asked for it, so if there's something I can reasonably do, I will usually try to do it. So, we've got farmhouse here, aquatic farmhouse here, this still pool here that we can't really do too much with in terms of rafting, but we can send things back down this way, should we feel so inclined. And the way this is set up right now is not exactly raft-friendly, but we can make a change. There's nothing happening up here right now. If that does change, we may have to modify some of what we're doing here. But I think it would be easy enough for us to, first of all, remember exactly where these buildings are. There we go. Maybe something like in this general area, if I can flip-flop around here. Yeah, it's not really a great spot for this, is there? Unless I wanted to put it up top here, it would be kind of far. Although I do wonder if I stagger this so it's up higher. You see the vertical clearance there. If it, one, won't work because the cordoned off area isn't in water, or if it does work, if none of the rafts that go past it would get picked up because it wouldn't be, well, in the cordoned off area. So we could maybe use that to our advantage to try and do some skipping of stations. But for right now, I think the easiest way to go about doing this is probably to just start the process of getting this cleared out. Maybe putting a slight overhang here, since we do have the ability to do that. See about, first of all, rotating correctly. Putting that maybe right here. I guess I have to put in one more bit. And then we do have to get the beavers down here, which is going to require some stairs. Maybe not the most efficient layout. I don't know that I could actually get somebody around here to delete this. Oh, okay, it looks like they can. Yeah, but I'm just going to make this as easy as possible. Pop that there. Pop that there, there, and then this should go. Well, of course, I would pick the worst possible spot. This should go right into the doorway. Yeah, let's roll with that. Let's put that there. And is this the most efficient thing that's ever been efficiented? Probably not. But I don't particularly care, because we're going to make something fun out of it. We could also expand growing some stuff here if we felt so inclined. And we got a bad tide coming in. All right. So why don't we make things a little easier here? We've got warehouses we can pop in. I kind of want to put a large warehouse somewhere over here. So why don't we instead move this? I'll make this for just wheat. Raw wheat that we haven't processed. And that will allow us... I'll do the spiral staircase because those are pretty cool. That will allow us to have this set to basically go right here. And this isn't too far for that to be stored, I don't think. Let's get this going. Remember that bad tide is going to make sure that basically none of these rafts are going to be operable. But it's only normal mode, so it's not going to be a big deal. Just gotta let these guys do what they gotta do. Make sure that gets exploded. Yeah, so that'll drop them. They'll go all the way down here. And then all we have to do is pluck them out of the water. I believe we can use one station to do both things, where it picks them up out of the ground, or out of the water rather, and then dumps something else to go further along. So this probably isn't going to be an issue here. We're going to have to wait to find out because, well, you know how it goes. And we'll go ahead and get rid of that. I don't think we need these, at least not for right now. But putting in another one of these docks here, we might want to get a little creative. I'm definitely going to want that to be set like so. Maybe for the purpose of what we're doing here, this might actually sit pretty nicely in that spot. So I'm going to take that out. And then I think I may need one more. I'll need two more. And then we'll just have to have raft guides going into that area. Yeah, let's do that. And then since we're going to be kind of bottlenecking this whole thing, I'm going to blast this out. Let's do another one of these, and then one of those. Open this up. Sounds like a smart idea. Please don't get exploded, thank you. And how are we looking over here? Did I go the right way? I did. They're just incredibly slow. Well, that's alright. Remember that we're not going to be able to use this right away, but I figure that would be better than nothing. Rotate this once again. Then we'll need to have raft guide, which I suppose, if this is actually going to be an issue, I don't think it will. But I will have, suppose, is that, okay, that's on that side, I guess that's fine. I just need this to be over a little bit more. No, 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 I don't want that there, come on. Let's just get that there. I don't know that they can actually reach this. Oh, I guess they can. But this is going to pick stuff up, and then this one will drop, which means we can get rid of this. Turns out this isn't really a problem. And they can float over the paths as long as the water's high enough, so we know that's not an issue either. How are we looking over here? Oh, they're still building the spiral stairs. Okay, well that's fine. We got plenty of time left today to try and figure this out. Now, is anyone going to get exploded? No. Alright, so that, I think, works decently well. I just need this to go that way. Let's take this out. Now, when we, you know, end up getting all the stuff out of here, in this case, the fresh wheat, it will have to be processed. And the, you know, the way that I think makes sense to do this is probably to put in a water wheel. Although we're going to have to find a place where it's not going to, you know, cause issues. That also has a decent flow. This right here says 0 HP. This is 180 something, but we can't get in the way of the rafts. So, even though this is not optimal placement right here, it would be out of the way of the rafts, or what we could do is we could put some guides around it, but I kind of want to be able to just have grist mill, maybe a couple of them right here. Tell you what, 120 something is going to be enough to run. That's enough to run two of those, mostly. And we can also put this as a tunnel. That is an option. No, this is actually built. Yeah, you know what? What the heck? I'll do that. We'll do that. Why not? There's no, you know, there's no rule that says the dog can't play basketball, so on and so forth. This is going to be a little bit of time before that's done, it seems, but we're already making it work. We're just doing our best, you know, fumbling around, trying to figure out what might make sense. I don't think we need to have this set of stairs anymore. So I'm just going to get rid of these before it becomes a red herring over here. Which means we also don't need that. Don't care about keeping our extra pieces. Yes. Don't you just love individually clicking instead of using mass delete? I do. Now, how... I know the flow has gone down substantially, but this, in theory, should help this flow a lot better without it being a big problem. Now, if I can get this to have a diagonal guide without blocking what I'm trying to do, I think that's the correct one. Let's just try this. So it'll let me build that. Nothing should get caught here. Now, if this is also going to be a tunnel, I will need to put some guides. I don't know if I need to. I'm gonna choose to put some guides here. Oh, it's actually not going to let me. Well, then I hope nobody gets stuck. Let's just hope beyond hope that nobody gets stuck there. Let these guys do what they got to do. We'll need to have a... See, even now this is still rotating decently. Let's see, 2 of these. If I have them connected, I could easily, if I can remember how to rotate correctly, could easily have these take up not too much space. Let's rotate there, could have the doorways right next to each other, and then we could actually, if I decide to put in enough explosives here, can actually have a pretty decent setup. Let's make a double. That would fit there. I don't think I need to have this accessible. Let's just not worry about that. Put that there. Look at him go. Look at him go. Got 8 days to figure out what we're doing here. I don't think it's going to be an issue. Let's take that. Then gristmill, say here and here. Really compact, right next to the dock. I don't think it's going to be a bad thing for us to build like this. Then this, of course, will be storage for wheat and then a wheat flour. Maybe not necessarily wheat flour. Maybe I'll flip it. I don't know. We'll see. I think that would be the best possible way to do that. And then this is going to send it out this way. And it'll get picked up here. Now, since we don't have bakeries anywhere but here, then that might seem like something that's not making any sense. We're going to move these. Don't worry. I've been saying it forever, we're going to move them, and I guess we will. But I do like the idea of sending stuff, even if it is grossly inefficient. I like the idea of sending stuff to multiple locations. Since we have the means to do it, you might as well, right? And that can go here, yep. And looks like this is just about ready. K for kaboom. Please don't get exploded. Alright, that works. And right here. I know we have storage in this exact spot, and this does have bread. But we're not quite at the point where the bread needs to come back up here now, are we? And I might end up moving the bread storage so they don't just, have it come all the way out here. But this could also just be, additional bread storage. Note the cattails are not coming through here because this is only spatterdock. We do not have cattails grow. Those can go somewhere else. I think would be kind of a fun thing. And I suppose I will make this into wheat flour. Which that's not wheat flour. That's wheat flour. Even more wheat storage. And then I guess this could be a supply. No, I don't want to set it to supply because then they're going to rim it up here for that. I don't know. We might also just be creating ludicrously complicated stuff for only marginal benefit. And marginable is not a word. Who knows? Maybe it is. Something language is a social construct. 2000 HP H per meter. And this is how many HPH here? It'd be 120 total. So in theory, a 1 block high gravity battery could run this for basically a day. These two for a day. So if I put 2 in a hole, that might be actually kind of a decent way to go about doing this. So let's just do this. Let's make a little hidey hole for these things and give it a little bit of depth. If it ends up being not enough, we can always increase the depth. That is allowed. I think this should be fine like this. I just don't know. exactly what we're working with. So that's going to come there. This is going to ship... Now, I don't have to have it shipped to this. Actually, don't... No, it's going to pick up whatever it gets. So I would have to have some sort of pretty complicated logic to get it to go to a different dock. But if I just send everything to here... We can always move this, keep in mind. But if I send all of the flour here, then I need to have a bakery probably pretty close by. And remember, the bakeries are over here, and it's objectively not very good. So, do I build a bakery somewhere else? We also... Yeah, I don't know that we need to have these here. Because we have all this storage basically everywhere. So I'm going to say all of this can go. I don't know if it's going to go anywhere. But all of that can go, and maybe what we'll do is we'll put in bakery stuff on this side. We definitely don't need to have this here either, because we have explosives factories elsewhere. See, we're cleaning things up. Speaking of cleaning things up, apparently this has caused irreparable damage to many of you. So what we're going to do is, while they're doing their weird chanting ritual over there, we're going to just pop this in here, make it... That's the wrong spot. Thank you, depth perception. It's just going to pop that there, and then we'll put a nice decorative roofing piece on here. There you go. You get your symmetrical bridge, even if it is objectively kind of a stupid bridge. At least it looks better. That's what I can tell myself, at least. Alright, okay for kaboom. And then once that's there, I think I can get away putting that in that spot. Maybe this is overkill, and by maybe I mean it definitely is. But it'll be interesting, at the very least. Let's see, while they're building that, let's get this K for kaboomed. Please don't explode. Alright, good. Oh, I was supposed to put another one of these here. Alright, well, let's fix that. Okay, that one's going to be basically done by the time this gets built. Yeah, so, it's working. It's already ready to go. Just need those to be done. Who is unstaffed for 11 buildings? All of these things. Ah, because they're minimum priority. I guess this is fine. I know I started talking about something and then immediately forgot. There's so many things like that have happened. I asked you guys if you wanted to see bots, and results were kind of mixed. A lot of you said, sure, why not, go ahead. Some of you said you really don't want to see bots. And others still said, bots are okay, but keep them limited to like the outskirts or a different district or something. So why don't we, instead, if we choose to get to bots, which at this point I don't know that we will, but if we do, I would keep them to these outlying jobs here, like lumberjacks and mining and stuff, and still let the beavers do what they want and need to do over here. But that also comes into play with the working hours that people almost universally said were too high, so I will give them a break. We'll go to 16, which is still a completely absurd amount of work to expect somebody to do in one day. But it's fine. So now that should be good basically forever. Oh, now I remember what I was going to do. So we took this out to make this really simple, but people apparently crave the ramps. So I'm not opposed to still having ramps. We just have to have a way to get power to them. And I'm not going to lie, I'm very tempted to just put in a whole bunch of ramps because it would be really funny. So, let's see, can I get this powered? Let's, just because I know they can't build this here. Where is this going to connect? Okay, so that has to connect on that side. Or the back. So, if, this is an if, not a when, but if I were to do this and put two of these right here, all I would have to do to make this be objectively dumb but also hilarious would be to come over here. Oh, now they're going to build it anyway. Oops, I guess I have to do it now. I know we're all going to be heartbroken to learn this news. But I just honestly think it's really funny. And it would be dumb not to take advantage of this. So, recognizing that, I do need to, thank you, Wellbeing High Score of 44. I do need to get them up here, or at least in here enough to build all of these things. And then I suppose, before things get too crazy, I can get 3x1, there we go. And then I can kind of build this in reverse. Actually, no, this is a really dumb way to do this. Let's not enable insanity here. Let's utilize some semblance of logic. Put a large wind turbine here with a... Well, that wasn't going to work. Put a large wind turbine here. With that there, and then I think... That's, oh, that's still not... I hate gravity batteries, man. Too tall. Too tall. Do something else. See, I don't want to have... See, the water wheels impede progress on the waterway, and I don't want that. I don't want them to impede progress on the waterway. But we might have to do it that way. I don't know, man. It's the way it goes. It is in fact the way it goes. See, where can I put? And don't tell me to connect this because we have to have rafts going that way. I guess like it really just only makes sense to do it this way with a big wind turbine. But it has to be able to, you know, even out the power here. And I can't put it within a certain radius of these things or else, you know, it's not gonna whatever. So I guess the non-fun answer is just do one of these things, kind of like what we had before, and make it super ugly, but at least it'll work. Alright, so this is after, what, 3 days of this running? We've gotten, actually, a decent amount of use out of that. We're being at 47. See, things are just skyrocketing now that they're not working 18-hour days. How are we looking on consumption here? That's sweat fur, still not great. Socials aren't great, but everybody's using something. Fun, also not great. Scarecrows, we could have a couple more of those. Of course, we don't have Earth recultivators yet. I guess this is fine. But this is probably going to launch these guys pretty far down here, which is, 1, cool. 2, completely unnecessary, but also cool. So I guess we're going to see what happens here. Just let them do what they got to do. Unloading, like I said, going down here, this is already empty. I no longer care about this just falling on the ground and getting wasted because nobody cares. What about a bridge? Bridge. Is that going to... Oh, look at that. Look at that. Is it beautiful? Absolutely not. It's hideous. But it's going to work. So if this is going to pick up... what's that called? Wheat flour. Then what I can do is I can put bakeries for bread and maple pastries also right here because those both use the wheat flour. And we have one of each here. We are severely lacking in maple pastries. So if we consult as to why, I think it's just a demand thing. So these are... I swear bakeries used to be 4 blocks deep. They probably changed it forever ago, and I just, you know, Captain Slowpoke, whatever. Can't figure it out. Can I put in 1, 2, 3... 3 of these here. If I have a decent spot. You know, I don't actually have to have this be in this exact place here, but I feel like I'm kind of hemmed into it. Yeah, see, I don't really need this to go across like this anyway. This is objectively just hideously bad. So maybe I shouldn't really be worried about it. I'm just going to 39. It's probably easiest and best to fix this by just straightening that out. And then figuring out if I want to have 3 of these for maple pastries and 2 for bread. That might actually not be the most insane way to do this. If I were to do... Right there. I know that's sending them on like a wild goose chase, circuitous, whatever, but... that might actually be somewhat sensible here. So that's not going to be flooded. If I were to get this down, I could have this come down this way. I'm just trying to think here. So I need to have a large warehouse for the flour. And then we'll need places to put all the rest of the food, but it doesn't necessarily have to be big ones. So if I just did, you know, something like this, and then I put in a tank for the syrup. I know this isn't the most beautiful thing you've ever seen, and I'm not going to apologize for it. I probably should, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to say, you know what? It's good enough. It's going to get us where we need to go. Sometimes that's what you need. Everybody should own a weird, crappy car at least once in their lives. Unless you are one of the people who are fortunate enough to live in a part of the world where you don't have to have a car to be a functional human being. And if that's the case, congratulations. If that's not the case, well then welcome to life for 95% of us here. Let's get that blown up. I'm going to... again, is it the most efficient route? Absolutely not. Is it cool? Yes. So that's what we're going to do. Flour, flour, flour. That can go there. Explode. Get this set to a spiral staircase. That'll look better at least. Look, they already filled this up. Anyway, now this is ready to accept all of those things. And provided it doesn't get completely full and these things just flow past, then we'll be good to go. And this is... oh, this is going to be so stupid. I love it. I love it. I guess we can leave this here. That's fine. This is already gone to halfway, but that's okay. These are not automated, and they probably should be, so why don't we put in a depth sensor? It doesn't have to be in any specific location, but I do have to be able to access it. How about... no, they can't access that either. Is there any way at all? No? Boy, I really stepped in it, huh? Because I don't want this to start being able to receive until this one can drop in. But also, I guess that doesn't really matter. I'm probably barking up the wrong tree. Why don't we... I keep building the stairs right into the side of this. Ugh. Oh, man. It's fine. It's fine. What is this? Raft depth... not depot. Raft depth sensor. We'll call this wheat. And then I guess I can automate to that. What did I name the other one? R. Oh, floatability sensor. Okay. Well, anyway, that's what this is going to be set to. And then this one down here actually, I guess, should only be set to... you know what? Who cares? I'm just going to blast that out. It's easier. I should only be set to this. And that's going to be... raft depth sensor wheat flour. Sure. That's... did it not? Okay, there it goes. And I want this to be on when the measurement is above... I guess 0.2 is fine. Did I assign this to this? No, I did not. And this one here is not built yet, but that is going to have to be... we'll just say 0.2. So that will send... I haven't set it to send anything yet, but it will send at some time. 52, nice. Stuff down here, and then this will send... I suppose I don't want any of those. I just want this to send flour, wheat flour. So each one of these can send 70 kilograms. It'd be 23 pieces of wheat flour. I guess that's fine. We'll call this wheat flour 23 each. I don't want to... Oh, it costs logs to make the raft. Duh, how could I be so stupid? Alright. That works fine. And then this needs to just be regular wheat. But I should look at the input versus output of this. Okay, 1 to 1, that's fine. But what does the weight look like for just wheat? Oh, wheat is actually substantially less heavy. Okay. Every 4 hours we'll call this raw wheat. That's not what I named see, you can suggest naming schemes all you want, and I do appreciate, but I'm just not going to do them because I can never ever remember what I've previously done. See, this also doesn't have any water yet, and it won't. While this does have water and is technically... Oh, this also isn't built yet. Too far from... Ah. Okay, that was on me. Oh, wait, hold on. We're about to see greatness here. We're about to see greatness. Let's see what happens here when this goes over. I'm going to have to zoom way in. Is it deep enough to go? Yeah, look at that. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, now it got stuck. Okay, we might need to adjust this. I don't think this will be a problem, but we're gonna have to see just how far these things go. Come on. Woo! Wow, that got some distance. Okay, this is still not activated, which I guess is fine. This is waiting on... Ah, this has natural dams up here. Okay, so that's gonna take some time. This also isn't built yet, so I guess that can't be working. Now, this is still just regular logs, right? Okay. So, do I have... I do, and it is on, which means... Oh, just in time for them to, you know, not be doing that. Is that the rename button? No, it's the modify button. Good, I'm glad that exists. Anyway. High score 53, that's much better than we were doing before. Can we, yes. I don't want to miss when this actually starts. Because I think it's objectively hilarious what we're doing with this. Alright, so we got 3 beavers. I know we don't have a lot of beavers. We're going to eventually do something about this. We're going to drop just as soon as this turns on and gets loaded up. Oh, okay. So this is still pretty unstable, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it just completely changes. This one should be set to 0.15. I think would be a little bit more stable. Come on, raft the dock. Let's go. Let's get these beavers in here. There you go. And drop this stuff down. I want to see. Oh, look how cool that is. It's got the little wheat thing. We already knew this because we watched the log. Look at this angle. Look at this angle. It's artistic. All right. Now we just have to kind of follow this all the way down because you know how this works. We've done this before. I'm having too much fun with these rafts, man. So I wonder, when they break up the raft, do they actually keep the logs? And if so, do we need to actually send logs down there by themselves? I don't think the answer is yes. I think we're going to have to see exactly what happens here, but now we're kind of fully committed to this. So we're going to ride along with this raft until it gets picked up at the other one, and then we're going to get the flour from that one into the main area, and I guess that means I have to time-lapse this because this is slower than Christmas, and it's currently May as I'm recording this, so that is quite slow. So I will talk to you in a little bit after this is all complete. Yeah, remember that time when I said it was going to be totally fine, and now it's caught on this? So let's make a very... I should have anticipated this. Let's make a very brief adjustment here. Just get that out of there. Can they even get to this? Okay, we're gonna have issues. I do need this to be here. That's absolutely mission critical. All right. See, I hate it when I start a time lapse and then it just becomes completely pointless because something messed up. Oh well, life goes on. This is absolutely gonna get stuck. Yep. So bye-bye. And then I guess we just have to wait for them to put the rest of this in. But this will be fine. The raft guides will just have it go to the side, and I know it's going to be a whole thing, but let's preemptively just get rid of that one. Because we know it's not going to be a viable solution. Come on, stairs. Build the stairs. Build the stairs. At least put that one in. Because I know you can. There we go. So at least that one will bounce off. We've got that coming in there. It would be very funny if it got stuck here instead. Nope. Alright, that solved that problem. Guess we'll just let that be what it's going to be. But now we can actually, you know, resume our thing in progress here. And that's going to get picked up here. And it's got... Wait a minute. The wheat just goes straight past. That should not be... Should not be going straight past. Is it because this is completely full? That's probably what it is. This is dispatching. Okay, well, that just got interesting because now we're going to have all of this wheat going down here with the wheat flour. Maybe I should make the wheat dispatches less. I think that's probably what's going to happen. I could also just increase the interval of this. Let's say every 6 hours, and then I'm going to actually make this substantially less. Let's go to 30. Yeah, let's do that. And then from here, that's just regular wheat. I'm just gonna, you know, get rid of that. Okay, this is actually wheat flour. We can follow this. So, now we get to go with this one all the way down. You better believe it's going to be time-lapsed, which I mean, at this point you've already seen a hilarious jump at high speed. I'll catch up with you in just a moment. Alright, so that got harmlessly absorbed here, and they are, in theory... Wait, we already have... we've got extra rafts just piling up here. That is going to cause some problems. So let's prioritize this by haulers and get some more beavers in here, because if this overflows, we're going to have some really, really stupid problems. Alright, and I'm going to modify this to be every, let's say 18 hours. 18 hours should reduce heavily the amount of logs coming down here. But we are making bread, we are making maple pastries, and you'll notice we're now up to 1,100 maple pastries, where before it was like 400, which means we were very close to this horrific disaster of a just being gone. I don't have anything for the cattail crackers yet, and that is probably... This is already getting kind of long for the amount of stuff I still want to do. We can do cattail crackers later, but what we can do is we can just say sayonara to all of this garbage. Just completely remove it all. That can go. That can go. That can go. I really did not like this at all to begin with, but that's fine. This is cattail flour and this is cattail crackers. We'll just leave this in place. I got rid of the forester here, so if I want more maple trees, then I have to unplant these so it will spread naturally. I don't think I need to have wheat over here because we have so much wheat elsewhere. I'm going to remove the wheat. And the rest of this, honestly, is probably fine as it is. But yeah, we'll fix cattails at some point. Not right now. That seems to be doing okay, but could probably use a little bit more as we continue making our way downtown, so to speak. But I have to get rid of these rafts, or I imagine there's going to be some sort of extreme lag that happens as a result of these things just piling up endlessly here. Let's, yes, lag. Let's get rid of this. I don't see any more. I don't think any of them can get past that anyway. Yeah, let's just do that. What's on this? Just regular logs? Okay. What's on this? Wheat? Flour. Good. I don't want any wheat. I just want... Oh, okay, that one has wheat. I guess this one is going to have a hauler priority as well. Just to keep these things, you know, actually set. Well, you know, we tried it. It doesn't work perfectly, but it does do something, and that's what matters. That's what I was trying to do today with that. I do love the ramps. I think they're amazing. So, I had kind of a stupid idea that I would like your feedback on. I think it would be really funny to have at least somewhere on the map a thing where we can send rafts as high as we possibly can, utilizing a combination of these mechanical water pumps or fluid pumps, I'm sorry. They used to be called mechanical water pumps. To lift that up to create flow, and then just have a series of the ramps that just go up in like a spiral kind of thing, and just have, I don't... If you played very early Minecraft, like beta 1.2, 1.3, I think that was about the time people were getting really creative with boats. Because boats in Minecraft, old Minecraft, if you are, I guess, under the age of sometime in your mid to late 20s, you probably would never have played it. But they had a mechanic where the boats would just skyrocket float to the surface if you spawned one underwater, and if you were in a column of water with the boats, you could just immediately ascend at like lightning speed. I don't think it does that anymore. I haven't played the game in like 10 years, but I thought it was hilarious. So my friends and I would make these stupid quote-unquote roller coaster courses where you'd have all sorts of different water columns, then you'd have the flow, and the water would be controlled by signs, kind of like what we did with these diagonal raft guides and stuff here. You could do some really funny stuff with a very basic system in that game early on before things got really complicated. And to me, that was just ridiculous fun, the ingenuity of it all. So I'm not going to promise that I'll do this, but I kind of want to. Maybe that's a better stream thing. But I kind of want to make one of those stupid raft roller coaster type deals in that vein. So let me know if that's something you'd want to see. Again, it might be better on a stream, but I just think it's funny. And if you're not having fun playing the game, then why are you playing the game, right? So I'm feeling good about that. We reduced working hours to 16, and it seems to have helped a lot. Let's go to 14, and I know we need to have some more housing. We need to do something else with all of this area over here. This does look a lot better. I'm pretty happy with that. And we haven't really done much with any of this stuff, and we could be sending a lot more rafts, but we just don't need the wood, so I think it's fine. Do we want to send Spatterdock this way too? Because we absolutely could. We're just not really doing anything with the Spatterdock right now. If we're going to do bots, and I think we will, maybe not completely, but if we do, then I can just send the Spatterdock down. That'll be an easy thing. I think it can get picked up here unless there is a limit to what this is able to achieve. How did that get all the way over here? I guess I have to, you know, keep on the lookout for that. We'll let that be. Let that be what it's got to be. Hopefully it doesn't completely fill up overnight. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about that. So yeah, I asked you about the stupid raft roller coaster thing, which I thought was hilarious. But also, you know, let me know your thoughts about this, because I think this is a fun way to utilize the game mechanics that the mod allows us to have, and also, you know, tries to get me to think outside the box a little bit when I'm so used to making the same things over and over and over again. And I think doing fun new stuff like this, one, is more interesting for me to keep invested in the game after 5 years, but also makes for a more interesting video and allows you guys to have a little bit of input, which is always fun. But I do think it's time for this one to go ahead and move on to the end here. I do appreciate you guys watching these videos. I always do. and I always say it, but it bears repeating, the beard boosters are the entire, well, not the entire reason, but most of the reason why I can justify still spending the amount of time I do playing with beavers on the internet and doing this style of video where I don't have to edit a whole bunch of progress down into like a 20-minute soundbite or whatever. I guess a soundbite would be a lot longer, or a lot shorter rather than 20 minutes. But I digress. Those folks subsidize the channel, make it possible for me to truly do some incredible things on and offline, and I cannot say thank you enough. So even if you're not on that list, I'm so glad you're here. I really, really enjoy getting to do this and getting to talk with all you fine folks in the comments. So let me know what you thought about what we did, if you'd like me to do more stuff like this, or if you have any other fun, interesting ideas for rafts as we approach the end-ish of this series. Still a decent amount of stuff I want to do, but you know, it's getting up there. This is episode 25, and these usually last about 30 or so. But if we have enough good stuff to do, we can basically keep going indefinitely, and there are still other things I want to do. So let me know, and until next time, I'll see you later. Stay safe, have fun. Bye-bye.